Well, good morning. I was reading the latest news and updates and everything on the internet and all that. And, first liar ain't got a chance. There was one on here where, President Biden was warning the Supreme Court. I don't know what the devil they did. There was I can't remember the ruling. I read it. 6-3. And, they aren't doing what the people. Now you know what. If you get to looking at how many people are citizens that are legal to vote in the United States of America, and you consider that about half of them, well, not that. Now let's go back and look at how many are registered to vote. Now, they're only about 3/4 of the people who can legally vote in the United States as U.S. citizens. About 3/4 of them are registered voters. Now, out of that, I read somewhere the other day, about 50% of them, a little less than 50%, are registered as Democrats and Republicans. The rest are registered as independents or Green Party or Libertarian or whatever. Okay? So now, that big, let's look at the 2020 election. I don't remember how many it was. But if you look at the odds, you look what Biden won by, he got more votes than Donald Trump did. However, he comes out and he says, we've got this mandate to do this stuff and this stuff and this stuff. Well, now, let's look at that. No president of the United States has won the popular vote by more than about 25% of the vote. That means that all of them people that are registered to vote, only 25% vote for who becomes president. Could be 24, 23, could be 26, 27. It's in that range, 1/4 of the votes. Now the loser gets close to that 1/4 of the votes. Might only get 22, 23%, whatever. Now, how many people don't vote that are registered to vote? About 1/3 of them. Now, so, now let's see. If the ones that aren't registered to vote and the ones that don't vote for the Democrat or the Republican are about a 1/3. Now let's see, we've got 66 or 75% registered to vote. We got 30-something% registered as Democrats, 20-something% registered as Republicans. So we got the other 25. We've got the other registered as something else. And only about half of the people that are registered to vote actually vote for the president who wins. Now, you know that means that more than 50% of people who could legally vote don't vote for the one that wins the presidency. Think about it. Now, we ought to put a thing on the ballot that says none of the above. Democrat, Republican, don't matter. People ought to, if we could get 100% of the legal voters to register to vote and then go down to vote, and we had the Republican, the Democrat, the Libertarian, the Green Party, etc., and then we had none of the above. How many times would none of the above win the election when only a quarter of the people that vote elect the president? That'd be an interesting thing to find out. I don't want. You know, when it was set up, this popular vote for the president wasn't there. We voted for our representative from the district to go to Congress. Then, the legislature of each independent sovereign state appointed the senators of the state to go to Washington. So the people had the voice in the House of Representatives. The states had the voice, the states representing the people of the state had the voice in the Senate. And the president was an executive officer to enforce the laws that were made in the Congress. And then the Supreme Court was to say, this passes muster as constitutional, or this doesn't pass muster as constitutional. There are at least a few of the amendments that were made to the Constitution of the United States of America that were laws passed by Congress that were not examined by the Supreme Court to see if they were constitutional before they were sent to the states to be ratified. That Prohibition Amendment would never have gotten ratified. It would never have gone to the states because it was unconstitutional. That one about the IRS, income tax, that may or may not have passed muster. That one about the senators being elected by the popular vote and not appointed by the states. If the Supreme Court had been doing its job that never would have got sent to the states because it basically changed the whole concept of a representative form of government, a Republican form of government, into a democracy where the people's voice was lost to the mobs of the two-party system. Think about it. Have a good day. Read, study, learn, think. Talk to you again. May God bless y'all.